The Foreseen arcade. Active.
We all love to do trophy hunting as much as the other fellow, but as far as completion is concerned, there are some major drawbacks. For one thing, there are online trophies, which are often seen as the bane of any trophy hunter on the PlayStation network, especially when they are required for some games to unlock the Platinum trophy. On the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita, online multiplayer didn't cost anything, so that sort of eased the pain. But starting with the PlayStation 4, having a paid subscription in form of PlayStation Plus is mandatory, but only for paid games. Free-to-play titles like Fast Penguin or Super Animal Royale are not affected by the Plus membership requirement. But even then, we all have to deal with server closures, making online components or online-only games unplayable, thus making their related trophies permanently unobtainable. Online server closures are understandable, as they are pretty common, but for games that don't have online trophies, the completions should still be attainable regardless. But the only thing more frustrating than online trophies are trophies that are broken even for a game that doesn't have online components. Now, reasons tend to vary, whether it's due to a patch that unintentionally breaks the trophy, negligence on the part of a developer or publisher, or things that the developer had no control over. Of course, I have encountered a fair share of affected games, so I was thinking that I could discuss the games themselves, the affected trophies, as well as how or why are they unobtainable. The first game to start this video with is Xtreme Club Racing for PlayStation 5. This is a simple downhill racing game where you and two other racers attempt to make it to the finish at the bottom of a track within a time limit. I will say it's not too bad of a game, and its Platinum trophy is simple to obtain, as you just need to get at least 2 stars on all tracks. The problem was that while this Platinum can be obtained, this is one of a rare example of a non-syncer. That means it doesn't show up on your trophy section of your PlayStation Network profile because it cannot be synced to the trophy servers. From what I have heard, publisher Illusion Entertainment has no online presence, apart from a painfully outdated and basic website with 0 contact details. This makes it pretty hard for anyone to send them a bug report as a result. The achievements on the Steam version do work just fine, so what exactly is the reason why it's not the case for the PlayStation 5 version? Did they forget to actually upload them to the server? Or they did upload it, but were never added due to the negligence on part of Sony Interactive Entertainment? I don't think we'll ever know for sure, unless by some luck Illusion Entertainment does somehow see this video and can respond with a comment. Now, there are other PlayStation 5 games that have this exact problem. For example, Hamster on Rails doesn't have its trophy list syncing to the servers, despite the PlayStation 4 version working just fine. The problem was that the game's developer DX Gameworks shut down its email account. So I posted a message about this error on the game's Steam forums, hoping that Virtual Art Studios will eventually respond on that matter. The next game on this video is The Making of Karateka, developed and published by Digital Eclipse. As the first in the Gold Master series, this is a compilation that gives us a history tour behind Jordan Mechner's influential game Karateka, as well as the insight at his early attempts at making a commercial game and the unreleased sequel that eventually became Prince of Persia. Released as a cross-buy title for both PS4 and PlayStation 5, the requirements for unlocking the Platinum Trophy should be straightforward, most of them being heavily focused on Karateka Remastered. Other than that, you also have trophies for completing the Apple II, Commodore 64, and Atari 8-bit versions, as well as Jordan's original prototype, and trophies for Death Bounce Rebounded. The hardest of the trophies in this collection are the Master Trophies, where you need to earn all goals in both Death Bounce Rebounded and Karateka Remastered. But the Karate Master Trophy is not obtainable on both versions, as the 1.01 patch broke one of her goals, thus preventing you from earning a respectable victory against the final boss. This problem can be fixed on the PlayStation 4 version by performing a patch downgrade trick by bringing it down to the initial version and get that trophy done there. But since that cannot be performed on the PlayStation 5 version, you're out of luck. Digital Eclipse does have an official Discord server, so you should be able to report that problem to them. Hopefully this will be fixed soon enough. Bunny Park and Princess Farmer have two things in common. Both involve bunnies and both have bugged trophies, but only for the PlayStation 5 versions. The PS4 versions of both games work just fine, which means that, ironically, the last gen versions have obtainable Platinum trophies. But what are those games anyway? Bunny Park is a cozy management game where you decorate the park to invite adorable bunnies and simply relax. You can collect coins when the bunnies do some digging or by cleaning up golden rocks, and you can pet the bunnies by moving the cursor and pressing the X button, provided they aren't asleep. You can spend coins to purchase decorations and food, as well as butterflies to do the cleaning, coin collecting, and bunny petting duties for you. And some decorations are only available during either spring, summer, autumn, or winter, and placing those decorations give you trophies for that. The problem on the PlayStation 5 version is related to the Debris Collector and Bunny Cuddles trophies, and decoration trophies in my case. Debris Collector asks you to gather 1000 debris to clean up your park, but the trophy tracker is stuck at 10%. Stylish Decorator and Ace Decorator are stuck on 90% and 99%, even though I had barely done any decorating at the start of the game. And then there's the Bunny Cuddles trophy, which asks you to give the bunnies 500 pets. That one is stuck on 26% for me. Now, it might be important to mention that the console versions are not made by the original developer Cozy Bee Games. Instead, those are done by Sodesco, who published Bunny Park to consoles. I contacted them on their Discord server and they had a problem getting that fixed, on top of Sony being painfully slow with the patch releases. But I did get their reply that they are still working on a patch to make the PlayStation 5 version's trophies obtainable again. As of the making of this video, this remains the only console version with broken trophies, whereas PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions have those fixed. The other bunny game on this video is Princess Farmer, published by Whitethorn Games and developed by Samobi Games. The game itself is a mixture of a match 3 game and a visual novel, where the story is divided into episodes that last between 20 minutes to an hour, depending on your playstyle, skills, or whatever you choose to skip dialogue interactions. Much like Bunny Park, it also has bugged trophies on the PlayStation 5 versions, but it seems it's not having any luck. Looking up the game's forums on psnprofiles.com, trophies for getting most rankings for characters don't seem to unlock, assuming they're supposed to at the end of a level at least. The Glum Chum trophy unlocks just fine, but the trophy's full results of BFF, Frenemy, Blushiest Crush, and Disappointed Darling haven't even been unlocked by anyone. A user named Vanilla Moose posted on December 13, 2024 that they wrote to the developers via Discord, but haven't heard back from them. Another user, GriftSkyMNFNing, wrote that this might be the same bug as in a PlayStation 4 version, as you have to do them in one sitting, meaning if you quit the game and then restart, the trophies don't unlock. On January 26, 2025, Vanilla Moose heard back from the developers and they were told that the glitches should be fixed, but Dark_Overlord wrote that there is no update after testing the game's physical release. As of the making of this video, the trophy patch for the PS5 version still didn't get released, yet the Xbox version got a patch to fix the achievements in 2022, suggesting that Sony is either being painfully slow or just utter neglect on their part. Another game from Illusion Entertainment appears on this video, and this time with a game that does sync to the servers, but does have one broken trophy. At least this one doesn't have a platinum trophy. Again, the trophies are simple enough, as you just need to complete all races across 8 worlds in championship mode and complete all tracks on time attack mode. But the trophy for completing World 8 in championship mode is broken. Like Xtreme Club Racing, the developer has no online presence, so again, I honestly hope someone within the company will respond and maybe get to fixing the broken trophy. Again, at a glance, it doesn't look too hard. Although this game can be played on the PlayStation 5 for free, Lost Lands 1 Dark Overlord is a hidden object game that shipped with a lot of missing content. In fact, that is exactly why the Impatient trophy is locked out for everyone. And it should have been dead easy, as this trophy simply asks you to make more than 3 clicks per second in any hidden object seen by list. The fact that it constantly crashes halfway in a game doesn't help matters. That being said, it seems 5BN games had learned that lesson, as beginning with Lost Lands 2 The Four Horsemen, all trophies in the series should be obtainable. But they have yet to fix the Impatient trophy in the first game, so let's hope they see this video and maybe get to fixing that one. And to finish off this video, we have Eden Survivors, developed by Eternium Game Studios. According to the game's Steam page, Eden Survivors is a single-player survivor-like auto-shooter where players must defeat hordes of alien invaders until the extraction time. This is yet another game that thankfully doesn't have a platinum trophy, but this particular trophy that's unobtainable was apparently supposed to be one. Case in point, the To Do trophy happens to be a placeholder that was never finished off or coded into the game itself, making it completely unobtainable. The game's Steam release had since been renamed to Genesis Survivors to avoid confusion with a lewd game that shares the same name, but even then, the game hadn't been updated in ages, despite being in early access, which makes me think Eternium Game Studios must have abandoned this one. In fact, I haven't even got a reply regarding the To Do trophy when I contacted them on Facebook. Although they happen to dump all their communications into their Discord channel, I have massive doubts they'll ever make any updates to either version anytime soon. Who knows, I might be wrong and they could be able to fix that trophy.